Dude, there's my wife talked about that the one time. She brought that word up to me, and I was like, I don't know that word. There's not a lot of words in the English language that I don't know. So I was like, I gotta look this up. And I was like, this is just a cutting board. What's with a charcuterie board? I was like, it's a cutting board. Like, we got a million cutting. We ain't spending no money on no charcuterie board. But yeah.
You remind me of me. Yeah. What the fuck is that? I'm buying cheese and freaking salami, and I don't eat olives. And why is there a goddamn pear in this whatever spread it is? I don't get it. And then you tried, you're like, all right, this shit's pretty fucking bomb.
Oh, dude, it is. It is, man.
Well, shit, let's get things started, man. Hey, thank you so much for coming on board and talking new comic book day picks for July 14th, 2021, man. Thank you so much. Chamorro Cinema, man. What's going on, dude?
Dude, I'm just excited to be here, man. I think I reached out a couple weeks ago. I had seen some of your stuff before, but I one afternoon, just as I was cleaning the house, just let stuff play. And I was I loved your content, and I really love the actual C-List Villains podcast channel. And I was like, and then you reached out to have me on, and I was like, I was excited. I was giddy. I had to message TM Nerdy. I was like, dude, you don't even know. So I was excited.
I have like 104 followers, man. I'm here trying to be like Chamorro and like TM and like Gary. I'm trying to play catch up here with you guys, But thank you. Nice words, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
July 14th, you picked a heck of a week to have to try to narrow down some top picks. That's a big week, man. My wallet is literally, it whines when I say the date, like audibly.
Something is killing the wallet on the 14th. That is for damn sure. I know. I saw that list too, like, oh boy. And it sucked because the ones that you picked were pretty much the ones that I was going to pick. So in reality, this is going to be Eman's top 5 pick for New Comic Book Day, July 14th, 2021, with guest host here at Chamorro Cinema. That's for damn sure.
Dude. Well, even as I was looking through, I was pulling up the information on my books again, just so I can sound more intelligent than I am. I was like, look, so I pulled up the information on League of Comic Geeks, and I was like, dude, why didn't I pick Way of X? Why didn't I pick? There were so many good books that week. I was like, okay, the 3 I picked, I like. I'm gonna keep my 3, but there's so many good books that week.
And don't worry about sounding all right, because I copy and paste everything that's posted under League of Comic Geeks. So I have this whole thing like set up right here to the side, so that way I can read the synopsis of the books that we chose. You good with that?
That's my screen right there. That's my screen right there.
Perfect. So let's go ahead and get things started right here. Let's go ahead and start with your number 3. Manny, what's your number 3 pick for New Comic Book Day, July 14, 2021?
My number 3, and this order can shift. It's not necessarily like my least excited of the top 3, but I'm gonna say Beyond the Breach. Now, I'm really excited for this book. I love Ed Brisson, and between You, Me, and the Wall, I've read the book, and it's really, really good. But I'm putting it at number 3 because for most people it's kind of an unknown entity, but it hits all the right notes. The setting is great. The time in terms of the setting is phenomenal, and of course we're pairing that up with great art. Beyond the Breach, I'm super, super excited to be picking this up.
Let's go ahead and talk Beyond the Breach number 1, because that's my number 1 pick also. And that's the book that you and I are sharing. And, shameless plug here. Don't forget to visit RKFAcomics.com, because the C-List Villains podcast we have our own exclusive cover for Beyond the Breach number 1. And I too, just like you, have read the book already. I found it fantastic. It was really fast paced, super 80s feel. I thought it was going to be an 80s feel, but looking at her car and Vanessa had a cell phone, it wasn't as 80s as I thought it was going to be. It's definitely a modern day tale with this girl who's basically running away because her boyfriend cheated on her with her sister, and all this madness happens in the book. Like I said, it's fast paced. Let me go ahead and read a little bit about this one right here, Manny.
Yeah.
Beyond the Breach number 1, like you said, writer is Ed Brisson, artist is Damian Cachero. Life sucks for Vanessa. Her mother just died. Her boyfriend's cheating on her with her own sister. To clear her mind, Vanessa's taken the California road trip that she's been dreaming about for years. Her postcard perfect drive through the old growth forest quickly turns when the breach hits. A bizarre anomaly in the sky plunges California into a nightmare world populated with strange extra-dimensional creatures. Now, Vanessa, along with Dougie, an orphan child, and Kai, which is actually a cool little... I'm digging Kai a lot already. I'm digging that guy. A strange fuzzball of a beast must fight to survive if they ever hope to make it back home, if there's a home to return to. It was fun. The first issue I thought was fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and like you said, it's fast paced. I like that a lot of the character work. I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite because I probably say the opposite is true as well. But like in this particular book, I like a lot of the character work is presented already. Like we know that her mom's dead. We know her boyfriend cheated on her. It's not like we're walking into this mysterious thing and like they're using that as filler for panels, like to kind of give us these flashbacks. Like this is something that we already know about the character, and we're getting right into the story. And I like that. I like that we use that information is used to inform us about the character, but the character is still moving forward. It doesn't feel like Ed is holding anything back from us, and that just kind of allows the story to take center stage. And I'm really digging it.
So let me bring up Captain America: Civil War real fast. It's just like how with Peter Parker, how he was introduced into the MCU. We already knew the backstory. It was pretty much plot. Here's the character. Here's a quick synopsis, and fuck it, let's move forward. Okay, You already know it. And that's exactly what happened with Beyond the Breach. It was, here's everything in the first page and a half. All right, that's all that. Let's get rid of all that crap. Now let's get into the adventure. It was super, super in your face. And I like how this completely changed from a pick to a review of Beyond the Breach.
Well, and that's kind of cool because then people know that, hopefully our review is glowing enough that they'll pick the book up because they really should. It's a really great title.
Exactly. I'm digging it, but I'm still going to pick up Beyond the Breach #1, cover A. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up next week for damn sure. All right. We got #1 out of the way real quick. We messed up the whole order, but no worries about that, Manny. I'm digging this. Change is good. Change is everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down with it. So then let me ask you this. What's your #2 pick?
My number two pick. This one was hard because this is generally a writer that for me has been a #1. Whether we're talking this title or the other title that's kind of just kind of hand in hand with this writer, I'm talking about HaHa issue #6, the final issue of HaHa. HaHa 1 and HaHa 2 are amongst some of my favorite books that came out this year. I love human tragedy. I love that the horror is all based upon human tragedy.
Yeah.
Issue #2 hit me hard because if you grow up a certain way, maybe you've seen some of these generational problems that just spur up from parent to child and the cycle and how that could. So that book I really related to, and then after that we started getting a little off the wall, right? like all of a sudden people are floating in balloons.
Yeah.
We got real metaphysical, like really, really fast. And then we went back to a more human story with the previous issue #5. So I'm excited to see where this wraps up. I think he's given us lots of different flavors of gosh, why did I say flavors? Now it's gonna be like Ice Cream Man, right? But he's given us a lot of different things to think about, and I want to know this is the crossover with Ice Cream Man. This is going out with a bang, and I'm really hoping it does go out with a bang and not a whimper. So
now, do you have Ice Cream Man #8? Did you read it?
Ice Cream Man #8, no, but that's the one that this character's from, correct?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So this is the crossover with Ice Cream Man directly. Ice Cream Man #8. So for anyone out there who's wondering where's the crossover, this is it. This is where Ice Cream Man and HaHa meet. Let me read a little bit about this right here. Writer W. Maxwell Prince. Art is from Martin Morazzo and Chris O'Halloran. Now this is the mini series finale. Happy Hank, the Very Happy Clown. Now, where have we seen this guy before? Ice Cream Man number 8. The worlds of Haha and Ice Cream Man reveal themselves as one and the same in this story about the last days of Happy Hank, who was previously seen in Ice Cream Man number 8. Featuring artwork, of course, by Ice Cream Man creative team Martin Morazzo and Chris O'Halloran. This is the final issue in this series. It has been up and down with me with Haha, but with this one being the crossover with Ice Cream Man and Haha, I can't wait. But what I like about it is that this is a book about a character that was in another book, as opposed to crossing stories. This is focused on this character who is highlighted here. So I'm really interested to see what W. Maxwell Prince is going to do with it. This is a fantastic pick right here, man.
Yeah. And I think, where Ice Cream Man not focuses, but a lot of times you read Ice Cream Man, it's like watching an episode of The Twilight Zone, right? It's like that's a very it's not it's an anthology, so it's not like the stories are connected, but the story is what propels the Ice Cream Man titles. With Haha, I feel like it's the characters that propel it. So it's really cool to see a character taken from Ice Cream Man and plopped into the world of Haha, where obviously it's a clown. It fits in perfectly, and I'm really excited to see where the story goes.
Fantastic. I see that one's about the story, one's about the character, and then this is where we see how I shouldn't say diverse, but probably for the lack of a better term, how diverse W. Maxwell Prince's writing is. It's amazing. I love it. All right, well, let me get into my number 2 pick. I gotta scroll over here now, man, because you went ahead and messed everything up over here. Sorry. No worries. So let's go ahead. My number 2 pick, let's go ahead and start with this one. The first one I thought was fantastic. It's from Aftershock Comics. It starts off with the father chiseling his daughter's teeth, and you can tell from there that is the tone set for this book, and I'm talking about Bunny Mask number 2. That is my next pick right here, written by Paul Tobin, art from Andrea Moody. The first issue is absolutely fantastic, and now I'm hoping it can only get better from here. I mean, you start off strong, it gets me kind of worried, because it's like, how much better can the next issues get? And I'm hoping that it gets so much better, because that first issue was outstanding. Did you read it?
Yeah, Bunny Mask. Oh man, that was another one. Just like Wave X, where I was like, why didn't I put this on my as one of my 3? Bunny Mask is phenomenal. It's such a mind fuck, and like in all the best ways. Like after it's rare that I read a book. There's a lot of times I read a book and I'm like, wow, that was good, or I can't wait to see the next issue, or why they're going to make me wait a month, or in the case of Last Ronin, I don't know if I'm ever going to get the next issue, but I'm buying it. With Bunny Mask, it was like I finished, I was like, what? I actually went back and reread again, like right away. It was so cool. The way that narrative plays out, the way it plays with time and the characters and the overall mystery, it's so good. It's so good.
Yes. And while we're at it, Bunny Mask number 1, this is the RKFA exclusive from Luke Weeks. So go ahead and go to rkfacomics.com and make sure to pick up yourself a Bunny Mask number 1, the Luke exclusive RKFA comic right there. Just go ahead and do that right there. Let me go ahead. Another shameless plug during the show. Let me go ahead and read about number 2, because I'm looking forward to this one right here. Life explodes around Tyler Severin as depictions of Bunny Mask begin eerily appearing in his life as the strange and deadly creature herself walks the earth once more. Meanwhile, as Tyler's relationship with B accelerates, he begins hearing the voice of the snitch whispering everyone's darkest secrets, forcing Tyler to question if Leo Foster, B's crazy father, was truly crazy after all, or simply the tormented holder of secrets no man should ever know.
Dude. You know what? After that, I gotta say, man, hashtag Eman for Transformers. Dang it. This has to happen at this point. I've heard it. You've all heard it with your own ears. This has to happen. Let's make this happen.
Hey, you know what? I'll be a Decepticon. No problem. I'll do it.
Dude, if we could find, dude, Somebody on YouTube makes stop motion videos, man. You could even do it for that, just to make the dream come true, man.
Just exactly. That's all I want. Just to voice a transformer. That'd be awesome.
Dude.
But this Bunny Mask number 2, man. This is look with the whole snitch thing that Tyler's hearing, like that. I love how this book is bringing a horror and a psychological aspect together equally, and in a way that's, like you said, is a complete mind fuck, and I'm digging it.
Dude. Well, because I mean, at this point, like, does this psychological, how much psychological damage happened to this character because of the cave and what happened there? Like, how much damage was done to him? Is this truly just his mind playing tricks on him, or is there a supernatural element? I think it's going to be a hell of a ride. I'm really excited.
Now, that, to my understanding, it's only 3 issues, but Aftershock has been doing something along the lines of just releasing something, seeing how people like it, and if it does good, oh, hey, we'll continue on, like what they're doing with We Live. So I'm hoping Bunny Mask is going to be on par with that, where it's like, hey, look, this one's kind of crazy. We need to continue this one. People like this. So I'm hoping Paul Tobin and his writing skills keeps everyone engaged so we can keep going past Bunny Mask number 3, and I'm looking forward to that, man.
Fingers crossed.
Well, let's go to your 3rd and final pick, Manny. What is your number 3 pick for New Comic Book Day, July 14th, 2021?
Dude, it's Eve number 3. I've really been digging Eve. Eve has been not just a fun read, and really I can't even honestly say whether or not I am objectively reviewing this book every week, because what it's become is this communal ritual with my daughter, where we sit down and we read Eve together, and it's so great. It's so great. She loves it. She gets it. She understands it. Even though the second issue was a bit wordy, every time her dad was on screen, it was just like, or on panel, it was just like talk. But like, she was still able to follow along. And man, that what hit me hardest, it was, there's a scene, or I keep saying scene. If you don't, my name is Chamorro Cinema because I come from like the film YouTube space before I jumped into comics. So like I use a lot of film terminology, but when Wexler is fighting the creatures under the water, and then we cut away, and I was like, I want to see what's happening with Wexler, because we keep following Eve, and she goes, but that's like Daddy's, because like Daddy fights the monsters and Kyrie's story continues. You know, like my whole world is around my daughter's. I'm not the star of this book. Like, it's my daughter. It's just my job to fight on her behalf so she can continue her narrative forward into her future. So like, the fact that she's 5 and she could say that, it was like wow, like this book's earning me brownie points that I don't deserve, because I'm not that great of a daddy, man. I'm just saying. So I don't know. I love the story. I like that it's got lots of whimsy and wonder, and it's not too much. It's just a fun adventure, in my opinion. So
I get it. Never say that though about yourself. You're a daddy to someone, and that's huge as it is, my friend. You are huge in somebody's eyes, and that's what matters most. And I'm with you. This is a total adventure, and I think about my daughter, because Eve's 11 and my daughter's 11. So I completely like focus on her, and then I focus on Wexler, because like, you're there to protect her. You're like her dad. You need to make sure she accomplishes her mission. You need to make sure that she's protected. Like, she's on this huge mission. And I just think about, man, it sucks, because if my daughter was in the same position, she would die. Like, I need to train her. Like, I've got to do something better to make sure she matches up. She hasn't read this one yet. She reads Wind with me, which I absolutely love, and she fell in love with also. But this is another book that I want her to read with me, because Eve's 11 and she's going through this big adventure herself. Let me read a little bit about issue number 3, written by Victor Laval. Artist is from, and I keep messing this up, artist Joe Migyoung. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. Who can you trust when you've always been alone? Eve finally reaches dry land, but soon she discovers she has company. When she encounters a mysterious group of children, she will have to grapple with the fact that not everything Wexler has told her was true. Uh-oh. And if that's the case, what else about her reality is a lie? Which is a trip because she woke up from a certain stasis a la Matrix style. So you are wondering what was implanted, what was real, what does she perceive as real, what is really going on in her little brain. So yeah, that's definitely going to mess with the little girl a lot.
Oh yeah. And you kind of grapple with that as a parent, right? I mean, like, because there are certain imaginary societal constructs that we force on our children, whether it's Santa. Well, Santa might be real. I don't know, dude. I'm not an expert on the North Pole. It's cold as hell in Minnesota. I'm not trying to explore and see if he's up there. But you know, we push these kind of fictional, at least in my mind, fictional things on our kids, tooth fairies, things like that. And it's like, one day they do wake up and they're like, wait, if my daddy lied about that, maybe, just maybe, he wasn't the bass singer for 98 Degrees. And then I got to try to explain that stuff later. So it just is what it is.
Maybe the world is really flat, Dad.
Oh, you're not allowed to talk to your grandfather anymore.
Oh man, but I can't wait. Eve's another fantastic book, and it's definitely on my pull list, so I can't wait for next week for damn sure. All right, well, we're gonna get into my final pick of New Comic Book Day picks for July 14th, not 7th. I was gonna say 7th. For July 14th, 2021. And this is something that has, in my opinion, been a consistent banger after banger. This is going to one of Tom Taylor's books, and this is his indie book. So if you're not reading this indie book, you need to jump on it. I'm talking about the super adventurous, the most exciting 7 Secrets number 10 with art by Daniele De Nicuolo, written by Tom Taylor. Fantastic series. Are you reading this, Manny?
Oh, I'm sleeping on it. And some of the group chats I'm in, there's some guys that are super excited about it. I'm like, my shop, I guess I could maybe order back issues, but my shop only has like the previous, the most current issue and the one right before it. So it's like, I've just been waiting on trade, but I hear it's really good.
I want to say there's one trade out for the first arc. It's already out. I would highly recommend it. It's action packed from beginning to the very end of that first issue. It is madness. You get a lot of information about main characters in this book already in issue number 1. So just like Beyond the Breach, it's here you go, move the fuck on. And it's fantastic. And it's just adventure after adventure after adventure. It's very secret societal, it's very underground, it's very almost James Bondish as far as the level of secrecy and agency that goes into this book. It is an absolutely fantastic book to read. Let me go ahead and read the synopsis of 7 Secrets number 10. Will Eman be able to capitalize on the Order's fragility to destroy it once and for all? Still reeling from their losses, the Keepers must come together for a momentous decision, one that will leave Casper at a difficult crossroads. If Eman and the Seeker strike in the moment, they will be able to capture all of the remaining secrets and wipe out the Order. So this book is about protecting 7 secrets. You have the Order. You have you have 2 different factions basically protecting these secrets, and then you have the Seekers. These are the people who are after the secrets. In one of the previous issues, we find out what one of those secrets is, and it is absolutely devastating. Everyone's like, what the shit are we protecting? I understand now why these guys are after us. And then you find out that the bad guy, he's a bad guy, but he has good intentions, which makes you double guess whether you're against him or with him. And then vice versa. The good guys, you're like, well, these keepers and holders, they're protecting these secrets, but what are they really protecting? And is it even really worth a life? And you find out that it ends up being worth millions of lives in one of the previous issues. So this is why I think you should go back and read 7 Secrets.
It's on the list.
So that way, once you get to number 10, you'll know exactly what I just talked about, and hopefully it makes sense, because you have family, you have a mother that gives up a child but runs into it again later on, you have dimensional portals, you have missing countries, you have this epic battle that rivals the battle in Lord of the Rings. It is madness. I absolutely love this book, and I highly recommend it, Manny.
Dude, I just on one or two words that you said there, because like I'm listening to the description, I'm like, all right, I get this, like secret society and secrets. I'm on this ride. And then you're like dimensional portals. I was like, from what you were describing before, I did not see that coming at all, and now I need to read this.
that one was that issue where you're like, what the fuck? Why? Huh? Oh wait. What?
I want secret number 1 to be about Santa Claus, because I honestly need closure on that. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to read it to find out, Manny. All right. Well, that's it right there. That is our top 3 picks for You Comic Book Day, July 14th, 2021. Manny, Mr. Chamorro Cinema, thank you so much for hanging out with me, my friend. Do me a favor, go ahead and plug your socials. Let everyone know how they can find you.
Yeah, well, you can find me on IG at Chamorro Cinema. If you see anything there, it's usually like intros for other YouTubers and things like that, or I'm just tagged in like comic book covers, because that's the thing they do on IG. I'm new to comic books. I didn't know this was a thing. Nobody has ever tagged me in a movie slipcase before the comic book thing, so I'm learning. But catch me on IG at Chamorro Cinema. You can also find me on YouTube, Chamorro Cinema. I have a show every Wednesday called The Chamorro Show Live, featuring The Panel. We have great guests from across different social media platforms. The 4th Wednesday of the month is our interview show. So coming up July 28th, we've got Tony Fleece, Trisha Forstner, Justin Richards, and Bradley Golden from Second Sight Publishing, CEO, writer of Mississippi Zombie, as well as a whole host of other horror titles. They're going to be on there. We're going to be talking writing process. What is it like to script a comic book? What is all involved in that? We're going to be talking about that entire process, with Trisha giving us some input as an artist as to how that all works. So it's a different kind of interview show. We don't really talk as much about the projects. We talk more about the process. So hopefully you guys can tune into that. That's Chamorro Cinema on YouTube.
That sounds fantastic. And then right there again, July 28th, 2021. Go check it out. Go. Right after that, go. All right. Well, keep in mind, I co-host the C-List of Villains podcast. New episodes do come out every Saturday on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. We do have a live show every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on our YouTube channel. Find us, the C-List Villains podcast. Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks so much for hanging out, everyone. Until the next issue, deuces.
Station.